Welcome to the latest episode of Real Spill with Shyne. This your boy Shyne checking in one more time. We here to deliver the news stories of the day that's going to affect your world tomorrow. I got my boy Gutta in the building with me today. Gutta, what's going on, fam?
What's going on, fam? Man, it's Monday morning, afternoon.
Monday afternoon, the day is May 16, 2022. We out here, we're going to give you the real spiel of the news today. So the first story we're going to get coming up today is gunman targeted black neighborhood shaped by decades of segregation. Now, this article comes out of the New York Times. We all know about the mass shooting that occurred in Buffalo a couple days ago. Been coming to find out more and more about this shooting and how well planned and strategic this whole thing was. The article starts off the high concentration of black residents on Buffalo's east side, which the suspect in Saturday's mass shooting said was his reason for targeting the area, is a direct result of decades of segregation and systematic racism. Researchers have consistently found. One analysis from the University of Michigan, based on data from the 2010 census, found that the Buffalo Niagara Falls metro area was the nation's sixth most segregated and ranked specifically by the distribution of black and white residents. Segregation is also a root cause as to why efforts to bring an economic renaissance to Buffalo have done little for black residents. This story here is just pretty much about how ghettos become ghettos and hoods become hoods. It's just telling you how the decades and decades of them not getting the economic help that they need to build their area up and this and that. And again, I say it's time for us to stop asking for a handout to fix our stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do this stuff ourselves, man. Like, it ain't gonna happen till we do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? There I go with that. But as long as we sit here and wait for somebody else to pull up with a bread truck for us, man, we ain't gonna get no bread. And as long as we keep waiting on somebody else doing anything for us, we ain't gonna be able to get it, man. Like, the government ain't going around fixing no white people neighborhoods. The government ain't going around fixing no Chinese people neighborhood. The government ain't doing none of that. The way you get the wealth, man, is don't sell your grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? Don't sell your grandma's house. Get loan and get money off of that right there and pay them folks back and keep the house so they can keep doing that and increasing wealth. And don't get the money to go buy no rims on your car. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan.
Do the right thing, man. Fix grandma's house like it's supposed to be fixed, man. Hopefully the neighbors see suit, man, do the same thing to their people.
But see, man, that sounds like a good idea, and I hate to talk people out of doing that.
Right.
But the first time you do it, say you take all that money and you fix grandma's house up, you got grandma's house looking good. How you gonna pay the loan back now? You ain't got nothing that's bringing in no money to pay the loan back.
Right.
What you need to do first off is take the equity that's on that land and use that to make some money. Find some stock. People, $10 in stock ain't gonna do nothing for you. $10,000 in stock will do something for you.
Right.
It'll pay the money back itself. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure you find a passive income stream before you even go get the loan and everything. I already know that it's gonna be a passive income stream. Like, don't go and get you a business that you got to promote and you got to work hard and make sure it's a success. Don't do that with your first money. Because that's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on you.
Right.
You go ahead and invest in somebody already established business where you know you're gonna get this kind of payout periodically at all times. You know what I'm saying? And once you got that passive income the way it's coming all the time, then if you want to go out and try do something on your own, if you can do it because you still got this passive income that gonna come in no matter what. You don't never risk the money that you need to live. You risk your extra money. And the problem with a lot of us, we don't have access to extra money. We live in paycheck to paycheck. Because when we start making $1,600, we go and get an $800 a month rent. We want to move again, you know. And instead of staying in the crib that we already were comfortable in and paying $400-500 a month, we got a better job. We want to move somewhere else. We want to look our wage at all times. Man, I done. Back in the day, I used to deliver newspapers to a pretty affluent neighborhood, man. And you'd be surprised how many 1985 Camrys I see parked in front of these big ass $1 million houses. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I go with that. I gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it, y'all. But we go get a Lexus and park in front of a trailer. You know what I'm saying? And we got the game mixed up, and a lot of times it ain't racism that stop you from getting your loan. It's priorities. Mm-hmm. When the bank manager get your application and look at it and see that you already got this amount of your money already going toward the car, and then you ain't got but this amount left over for the house, and what we could do is we go in there and just have it signed up to where everything gonna just fit neat. Nah, man, you got to have extra money. Mm-hmm. You got to have if you making $1,600 a month. Let's be using a low figure for y'all. If you making $1,600 a month, you should only be spending between $1,000 and $1,200 of that a month.
Oh yeah.
The rest of that need to be going up. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to pay yourself that. And I'm talking about even out of all your extra stuff, if you smoke cigarettes, if you do anything, all that's supposed to come out that 12. If it can't come out that 12, you ain't supposed to have it. You know, but we ain't able to do that, man. And it's hard for me too. I ain't acting like I got it all figured out. I know way more than I can do. You know. Now the Buffalo mayor said they police patrolled and increased near the mass shooting scene. When I hear that, I'm like, so damn. You mean to tell me that these folks done had to endure a mass shooting tonight, and then you gonna fill their neighborhood up with police to harass them tonight? Cause the mass shooter gone. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it was a team of them coming through or nothing like that. It was one guy, but if you gonna increase the police patrols near that area, that is a predominantly black area, and I'm sure it already was pretty highly patrolled, and now you gonna increase that patrol. So even in their worst hour, I'm sure a few extra people got locked up. So man, the way that guy walked out of there, you can't tell me some people on that police force didn't sympathize with him. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that a few people might not have shared his same views and opinion, because he got to walk up out of there without a scratch on him. You know, so and then y'all gonna put them same officers that agree with what Buddy did into these people's neighborhood, and you putting police officers in this neighborhood that ain't normally in this neighborhood, so you're making the tension even higher than what they is. The answer for us is never increased police patrols. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that now. It ain't. We already patrolled enough. If you ever want to make black people feel safer, that ain't the way. You know, less police patrols will probably make us feel safer than more police patrols. Patrol us like you patrol everybody else. You know, I mean, I bet you, I'd be willing to bet any amount of money anybody want to bet that the area where that Taiwanese church was shot up at, I bet police presence ain't increased in that neighborhood tonight. You know, I bet they not. I bet they're not increasing the police patrol in that neighborhood, because they know, for one, it was an isolated incident. You know what I'm saying? And so it ain't really a whole lot you can do about that. And they just ain't finna be patrolling them people like that, because they had to go check in with the country of Taiwan to see how Taiwan felt about this. You know, them folks got people who they can call back to.
Right.
That be the difference when you ain't got nobody you can call back to. You ain't got no country supporting you. You ain't got nothing. It's just you, because your history been did to what your history been did to. Now, a racist Republican senator, well, I don't know if she's a senator or not, excuse me. A racist Republican lawmaker said that the white supremacist Buffalo shooting was a false flag. And see, that's what they like to do. when that whole fake news type thing, you know what I'm saying? If they don't like what the narrative is or what it is, they'll say it didn't happen for real. They'll say it was a operation where the government set it up to where it looked like white folk were bad. That's what they'll say happened. You know, and you know how crazy that sounds to somebody. But let me read this story. They say he written a hate-filled creed promoting the conspiracy theory that white people are facing ethnic, cultural, and racial displacement by immigrants. He called it white genocide. And like we were talking the other day, man, because of the white race being a pretty much recessive race, there's nowhere in the world, as long as they let anybody else into the country, they will not be able to sustain that. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as they breed with somebody else, as soon as they mate with somebody else, however you want to call it, their offspring or something else. You know, so, but a lot of white people really feel this. They call it the Great Replacement Theory. They say white people being replaced in this country by immigrants. And what's so funny, man, is like, don't you realize you're an immigrant? You know, your people, everybody over here got somebody that came from a boat, pretty much. Even the indigenous Americans that were here, they originally got here by boat. Everybody that's here, the original people got here by boat. It's all known, all life started on Africa. You know what I'm saying? It was called Pangea back then. All the continents and everything was together. The continental drift made everything spread apart and woo how it is. Most people but what's crazy to me is they make you feel like everybody was just stuck on that one part of Africa, like it wasn't people staying on the whole thing. Like, to me, when it split, people who was on this side just stayed on this side and they rolled with the tide. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like the shit was going 30 miles an hour, man. Shit took decades, millennia. Shit took a long time for that shit to happen, man. The Earth been around longer than most people can fathom as far as time is concerned. Earth been around, man. But oh man, it's crazy that people feel like this. But a lot of it got to do with that whole race thing, man. Like, they really feel like they losing this country. And if you just were to tell them the absolute truth that the country was never yours, that, you know what I'm saying, you could just keep on living your life, bro. Like, I ain't never understood the mentality of the person that's winning the race but looking back at everybody else. Like, why you worried about everybody else? You winning. Looking back at everybody else is what get you caught and get you hawked down and get you beat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eye forward, man. You know, they too busy worrying about numbers of people. Man, the money still what the money always been. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, money is power. Until the money thing change, they really ain't got no argument to me, no leg to stand on. But as far as your numbers, I think black people stopped being the biggest minority in this country a few years ago. We didn't get mad. We didn't march for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Latinos make up way more than us in this country now. You know, yeah, man. Yeah, we not the number one majority no more in this country. We number two. See, it ain't even new. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? We don't care at the end of the day. They can keep coming. And then, man, y'all better be careful, man, because I keep telling y'all, they finna let these Mexicans, they finna let these Latinos into the white group. And because they a lot of them already starting to vote Republican, man, too. Look, man, it's easy to make the black man the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because damn near every country on the earth been colonized, man. England was hell back in this day. You know what I'm saying? They really was hell back in their day, man. You know, they colonized a lot of places. They did a lot of raping and pillaging and all that kind of stuff. You know. So their ideology run deep. Everywhere Christianity is, white people rape and kill people. And that's just real facts. I don't want to talk about that no more, man. We're going to move on. We kind of brushed on the fact that that they had another shooting over in Southern California. The Taiwanese church was attacked by a guy from, I think he was Chinese, he was some other Asian descent. They hog tied butter up and yeah man, they surround these churches ain't playing no more, man. One that yeah man, and then what you finna do? You finna put grocery stores on high alert.
Yeah.
You know, hey, and I mean that grocery store did have a security guard, but man, that black man know he couldn't shoot that white man in the face like that. He had to shoot him somewhere to try to just take him down, and that would cost him his life. You know, you have to. It's sad over there, man. You just have to pray for both of these situations. Buffalo, California, man. Pray for a healing. Hope the people able to make it through. Cause boy, it's just so much to worry about nowadays, man. You just got to worry about every corner, bro. Kind of going back to the thugger story we had from the other day. Google know where you been. Should it tell the police? How you feel about that, man? Do you think Google should tell if the police call Google and ask them for your whole history of where you been, should they give it to them?
Well, shit, you doing it anyway. You put your location on.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
I don't think they should.
Right.
I don't think they should. I think that you're supposed to have some form of privacy. You know, like you supposed to be able to prove I did something without me telling on myself.
Right.
You understand me? Like you supposed to be able to figure it out some kind of way. You know, if I did it, and shit. Sometimes my Google pull up that I'm in Cupertino. I don't even know where the hell Cupertino at, man. You understand me? Like to me that ain't. What if I leave my phone in the car with somebody? God, I called them till them bring my phone back. Before they bring my phone back, they done did something. Yeah, my phone was in the car, but I was with him. You know, like my phone being somewhere shouldn't be proof that I was there and did something. Shit, my phone in the room back there now. I'm back here, somehow I'm back there.
I guess it depends, man. They try to bring charge on that person they looking up. They gotta do what they gotta do, but just a random person don't even know. That should be a lawsuit.
I feel that. I don't think under no way, shape, or form the government should be able to force any company to hand over private information from its customers. I feel like they have a right to some kind of privacy. If you paying for this service, if you done engaged in this service, if you deal with this, I feel like you should have the right to some form of privacy on the end. And like, if it wasn't Google, how would you prove it? If it wasn't no Google, how would you prove that I did it? Prove it that way. Actually do some police work, like do the fingernail, take fingerprints and all that shit. Do all get the magnifying glass out. Do your detective work that you supposed to do, and don't just take the shortcut of calling my phone provider. Cause shit, okay, I'm suspected of it. You call them. I wasn't there. Now you finna check somebody else. Like how long before? Like, how many chances did you get to check for phone before you find out who phone really was there? You know, like, and then shit, you might be looking through my shit and find out I wasn't there, but I was somewhere else. So now I done got fucked up on something y'all didn't even know about. Like, it's just too many things, and shit, I might find out I'm fucking your old lady. Now you want to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kind of crazy things can go on when you, man, you know how many people got everything in their phone, man. Like, and that's just an extreme violation of privacy if the company gonna just have that shit over there too. And what you gonna do is, man, you gonna make people find another search engine or something that ain't gonna goddamn do it.
I like, man, it's somebody. Yeah, you expect them motherfuckers.
You can't make those kind of assumptions because when you say that, if you suspect somebody of a crime, you can do it.
Right.
I can suspect you of anything right now.
Right.
And I can check your phone. So that means that you can check anybody goddamn phone. If you let them check one person's phone, it ain't no law written where just in case this is this or this happen. No, it has to be an absolute or a none. So if you tell them that they can check somebody's phone, if you kill 30 people and we need to be able to check your phone, then you need to be able to check the phone of the person that
We're going
jaywalked.
to switch around.
All right.
What if you the guy need to put police to check the phone? Somebody did a crime against you and your family.
I would hope they still can find another way to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way
you want that to help?
The thing is, bro, I'm not willing to give up my rights just because I'm a victim now.
Right.
I'm not willing to say freedom of speech need to be abolished just because I was offended on something. I'm not with that. I'm all for every right that we have ever accrued, keeping it. You know, I'm not with giving back shit.
Right.
You understand? Like I'm fully aware of all the rights, and I know sometimes it might fall on you where you the person that the victim of. But hey, sometimes it is what it is. You still can't give up your right. So now that man done goddamn shot them 10, 15 people up there, I'm gonna just give up my Second Amendment right to bear arms? No. Hell no. But some people would say that. Some people say we need to goddamn have gun control. Gun control means restricting your right to the Second Amendment.
Right.
Which means giving back some of the rights you already have.
Right.
So if I let these people check my phone because somebody did something to me, or check his phone because he did something to me, then I got to be all right with them checking my phone at any given time. And I'm not all right with that. I feel like I have a right to privacy. I feel like I'm an American citizen, and there's certain things that I feel like I'm supposed to have. I have a right to an unlawful search and seizure. Right. That's the Fourth Amendment. Right. You ain't got no business going through my phone unless you already got all the evidence. And I feel like Google is supposed to be a private company. Mm-hmm. Like the government ain't supposed to be able to go and make no company give up its records unless they got any kind of idea that the company helped. Now, if you feel like Google helped him commit a crime, now you got the right to go through everything that Google did with him. But if Google ain't did no crime, how you gonna give them a warrant or a subpoena? Google ain't did shit. But you can't subpoena me for that. You got to subpoena Google. And if Google let them folks do it one time, you know how many subpoenas gonna come in from all over? Plenty of, cause people don't nobody want to work harder than they got to. If all I got to do is somebody said that this guy did it, okay, get it phone records. I can tell exactly what he meant. Okay, case solved. Nigga, I ain't got to do shit for police work. I ain't got to go interview no witnesses. I ain't got to go do none of the police work. All I got to do is this, and that ain't the way our system is set up. Now, we was in North Korea. We was in a dictatorship country where we have all these rights and amendments and things that been laid out for us to be able to expect to have. Right. Sure. But we live in America, so they say. Right. Where I'm supposed to have the right to certain freedoms and privileges. I'm innocent till proven guilty. So you're going through an innocent man's phone at that time. So how many innocent people's phones can we go through? See, that's how they get you, man. They pull on your emotional strings and make you feel like it could happen to me. But shit, it can happen to you the other way too, where you the motherfucker that's getting their shit checked for no reason, and now they find out you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. Now you got a whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you was just minding your business, wasn't hurting nobody, on nobody's radar. All it took was somebody to say. You know how easy it is somebody to just say your name? Yeah. Oh, you look like somebody? Yeah. Man, it's easy to be accused of shit, man. I made a bitch mad on Facebook. You understand me? Yeah. I made a bitch mad on Facebook. Imagine if they could just go through my phone at any given time because I'm dealing with this situation I'm dealing with. If they could just call Google and get everything I got ever posted online by anything, would that be right? Yeah. And I ain't hiding nothing on Google. Everything I posted was all good. But all they got is that a bitch was mad at me and caused a situation. Right. It's easy to become a suspect, fam. Right. It's easy. And if you start getting way back rights, man, start getting inching these motherfucking rights back, before you know it, you ain't gonna have now left. Before you know it, you ain't gonna have now left. And especially as a black man or as a woman, period. If you're a black man or a woman, you should be the most people that's unwilling to give back any rights because you had to fight the hardest for yours.
Right. Yeah.
Last story we got of the day. 45, 47. Netflix tells employees they can quit if they don't want to work on content they disagree with, according to new company culture guidelines. And I think we just talked about it off camera. I don't think I said that. Yeah, but I fucking feel them. I feel them. This my goddamn company, man. I'm here to make money. You think Netflix? You think Netflix agree with everything that's on their motherfucker? You think the CEO like every movie that's on that motherfucker, man? No, he gotta make money, man. He gotta make money. In order to make money, you gotta have something to appeal to everybody, the masses. It's movies on there and the thing about me that get me, it's real movies on there by child pornography, by people who really done did some strange things to children. And the only thing Dave Chappelle did was give a good story about a transgender woman that he met, a real experience. That's all he did, and I thought it was beautiful myself personally. I thought it was a great fucking story, but man, these people here, man, everybody want to make a headline now, man. You don't believe that shit you talking about. You don't believe none of that you saying. And I bet you won't quit at the end of the day because ain't now another Netflix for you to go get a job back. You know how good they look on your resume that you worked at Netflix. You don't want to leave now because everybody know that you about that bull. Man, I can't believe this, man. These folks you didn't have to
like. They didn't say anybody quit of the story.
They ain't said whether nobody quit yet or not. You know what I'm saying? But the time to tell with that. Right. But man, if you work in the grocery store, they might not have your favorite kind of chips that you gonna quit. Just because the store don't have your favorite kind of chip, man, go to the store you been getting them chips from and get your chips after you get your check. Man, people, this generation so soft, man. This generation is so soft, man. It's like everything offends you, everything bothers you, and it ain't that you just want a viral moment. Cause everybody act like a viral moment gonna make them rich right out top. Nah, you just famous, which is worthless. Which is worthless. To be famous and not rich has got to be the worst thing in the world. That's got to be the worst thing in the world, man. Like, who the fuck want everybody to know who they is and they ain't got $10? Man, y'all get y'all life together, man. I'm out this thing. I done had a good time today. Cause you got something to say to him, man.
Y'all enjoy the rest of this Monday, man.
Yeah, man. This Monday we getting started, man. Y'all enjoy y'all week, man. I'm gonna get back with you tomorrow.